Hello, this is Manesh Patel from ichimokutrade.com. This is February 23, 2014. This is our bi-weekly Ichimoku analysis for the future markets, where we cover everything from commodity futures to energy type of products to bonds and notes to pretty much everything else out there. Okay, let's begin our normal disclaimer. This is state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing that at your own risk. All the charts you're going to see are basically from TradeStation. Here are our contact details. You could call us at any of our office locations here. You could also reach us at our email here at info@eiicapital.com, or you could visit us on our website here for any of our free videos. Look at any of the events we're having with Worldwide Live workshops. You could access our blog, our Twitter feed, our Facebook. Also access our multiple time frame email alerts, and also our heat map and various other resources there. Okay, let's go straight to TradeStation. And let's start looking at futures. Remember, left hand side is basically the daily time frame. The right hand side is basically the weekly time frame. We're going to look at weekly time frame since we're doing bi-weekly and everything right now. So let's go and start going to soybeans. If you look at soybeans here, you can see here it's a nice little bullish trend. It looks like it on the daily time frame, but if you look at it here, this is basically a nice trend here. It did a major pullback, and it looks like it's trying to retest the high at 1427. It did hit a major resistance level of 1370. Now, if this holds this resistance level of 1370 and starts reversing and gets below about 1280, then this thing does have a possibility of reversing harsh, and either that or entering consolidation pattern, where the bottom of the consolidation pattern would be 1088. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. This thing's probably it has to sit there and break this 1370 level in the next 2-3 weeks. If it doesn't, then it's got a high probability of going down. But it's got to get to that 1427 level fast, and at that point we'll have to see what happens there. Soybean oil. If you look at it, it's different from soybeans. And you can see this is a nice little bearish trend here. Decided to do a medium pullback. It's trying to get to about 41.34. Support, minor supports is going to be about 38.69 on this one. Soybean meal, which is the opposite of there, is basically a nice little bullish trend here. Pulled back here. Came all the way back up to the resistance, retested, broke it, broke another resistance at 1432, and looks like it's trying to get to its 500 level here. But this is trending here, and a lot of people have been looking at this one, but this is very, very strong moving forward. So soybean oil and soybean meal are trending, whereas soybeans is bullish trending, but it's just retesting the high, so it still has to get back up there to retest the high. Corn. You can see this nice little bearish move here. However, it got stuck to a major support of 424. It has to hold the 424. If it could hold the 424, then believe it or not, this thing can go for a major pullback to go up, where it could even possibly get back to about 512. It's at a major resistance level of 461 right now. Kind of needs to do a pullback. If it could pull back to about 431 or around that area and then hold its ground there and then go up, then this thing will undergauge a pullback, major pullback up. So we'll have to see exactly what's going to happen there. Wheat here is continuing its journey bearish on a weekly time frame. You can see this little movement up here on the weekly, which has pretty much destroyed the bearish trend on the daily. However, this is still very bearish, believe it or not, until it could break the resistance level of 636 and 5/8. But so that's a major resistance level. Support on this one to continue the bearish trend is 585.38. Oats. Here you can see it's basically a nice little bullish trend on both the daily and weekly. However, it's approaching a major resistance at 482 and 4.8, so definitely keep an eye on that one. You got cocoa here. It looks like it's trying to start a trend on both the daily and weekly, but it is also approaching a resistance level of 3019, which is a major one. And if you kind of shrink this down, and believe it or not, and scroll backwards, you can see it had a major movement down, and this is now a pullback here. But it is still ugly, believe it or not, if you look at the history on this one, where this is kind of consolidating, but this is approaching the middle of the consolidation pattern. Oops, skipped one. Coffee. Coffee here, nice little bearish trend here, reached the bottom here at the beginning of this year, and then look what it did. Hard reversal back up. It got to a major resistance level 174. It kind of bounced off that a little. You need a pullback to about 140. If you could get a pullback to 140, then we could kind of see exactly what's going to happen with this guy. But right now, where it stands, this is a major pullback here. It looks like it may have finished its major pullback, but we're not going to know for the next couple of weeks. If so, then it does have a probability of maybe continuing to go down. So definitely keep an eye on that, but not get caught up in this bullish little move up here. I guess it's definitely not bullish yet. Even though it got above the cloud, this is still a pullback for this major trend here. You got to see a confirmation that it's going to sit there and hold and start to go up. So until we get that confirmation, we don't believe that upward movement at all. Orange juice here and really not doing anything except consolidating between 134 and 154. Rough rice here. It's another boring instrument, consolidating between 15.198 and basically 15.815. It's at a resistance level right now, but that's going to be very hard to break, so we'll have to see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Sugar here, really not doing anything. Bearish trending here, but then it sat there and came into the cloud, then it went back and resumed the movement down. Believe it or not, the weekly looks ugly. You could probably smooth this out looking at a monthly chart and get a better read on this one. Resistance on this one is going to be about 17.78. Support is going to be 16.04. Let's go over to the energy products. If you look at energy, crude oil is nasty. Kind of bounced off the levels that we've been putting on Twitter. Believe it or not, we've been putting all these Twitter's levels here on crude oil since the beginning of this year, and pretty much showing you the levels of the bouncing back and forth on the weekly time frame. So this bounced off about, what was it, 92.68, I think we had blogged. Got to major resistance level 101.080. Next major resistance level is going to be 103.55. But remember one thing, this is consolidating, nothing excitement going on at all. Natural gas, on the other hand, was consolidating here all of last 2013. Finally broke out 2014. You could see it came out of the cloud, pulled back, and then took off with a vengeance. However, it's at a major resistance level right now, 6.448. If it could break that, it could get to 6.970. However, it still needs a pullback in our terms, believe it or not, for us to enter this again. We need a pullback to about 5.104. Once it gets there, then we can look at re-entering or adding some new positions to go and pretty much retest this high here and possibly break it going into there. If you guys remember the institutional report we put out the Q1 of this year, we talked about natural gas breaking out the Q1 of this year, and it pretty much did. We did get a nice little pullback level in here, which we did enter to pretty much go up. Heating oil. Here, it's pretty much gotten to the major resistance level of 3.1571. If it breaks that, it'll get to 3.2366. Support on this one is 2.9619. Gasoline here. If you look at it, really not doing anything. Bullish momentum here, trend here. This is a consolidation pullback is what we call it. Really nothing exciting going on here. The top of the pullback range is going to be 2.9658. The minor one is going to be resistance level is 2.8618. Support on this one is going to be 2.7190. Next you have is your basically a cotton. Nothing exciting going on there. You guys can see support resistance level. I'm going to move on. Dollar here, really not doing anything except ranging between all these support resistance values here. Nothing exciting. If it could ever sit there and break this support here, 79.96, believe it or not, it could go down. But this thing just looks nasty to a point it's not even worth looking at trading. Livestock. Now we're going to look at feeder cattle first. Looks like it's trying to go up. This is the ugly consolidation pattern. The top of the consolidation pattern is 173.744. Support's going to be 168.9993. Live cattle here. Broke resistance at 196.946. Trying to get to resistance level 145.770. Support on this one's going to be about 136.946. And then lean hogs here, bullish trend here, held the support level here, and then it's trying to get back up here, broke the minor resistance level, and it looks like it's trying to get to the next resistance level, which is 101.044. It'll be interesting to see what happens at that point, but my momentums feel very, very strong on this to a point it can retest the high here and possibly go higher. So definitely keep an eye on lean hogs breaking out to the top side. 2-year treasuries. Really nothing going on except it got to a major resistance where it's holding up right now at 110.05. Support on this one's about 110 even. 5-year, nothing exciting except it's consolidating between 120.02 and 121.09. 10-year, really nothing exciting going on here. I'm going to skip that, go to the 30-year. Really nothing going on exciting here. If you notice, it had a chance to go sit there and break down here and here. It didn't do that and came back up here to the major resistance. So this is the top of the consolidation pattern. If we break that, we could come here, and then we have a high probability come back to this 144, which could be the major high volatile consolidation pattern top up there. Let's go to metals. Really not doing anything here for platinum. It's consolidating between 1385 and 1437. Next one's gold. Really, that's a nice bearish trend here. Showed some signs of weakness here and went up. Pulled back here a little to the red line and then basically gone up. It's breaking resistances ever since then. 1353 is the next resistance it's trying to break. Silver, nice bearish trend here. Kind of formed here, a bottom here twice. Most people count this as a double bottom. We don't. It bounced off that, got to a major resistance level of 21.952. If it breaks this resistance level, believe it or not, we're going to go a major pullback on this one, but we got to wait and see what happens. Silver here, copper, really not doing anything, so consolidating between 3.2006 and 3.4154. That's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in 2 weeks at our next bi-weekly. Wait a minute, I got the wrong one. Next bi-weekly video. Thank you.